Hello guys, hello ladies. Hey! And welcome. Welcome to the CB Radio Shack. Yeah, we're here again guys. Oh. Before we get stuck into that, I just want to quickly sort something out. Because when I was coming on and before I came on I made a bit of a mistake. And yeah, I made a bit of a mistake and I set up a fucking Tuesday night thing. Oh fuck it, I'll get with you later. You all know I'm here. Yeah, happy Thanksgiving. It's Thanksgiving for you guys, isn't it? Yeah, where you all say thank you for giving each other something, or you all get a great big turkey and stuff your faces, and yeah, happy Thanksgiving to you guys. We don't celebrate it over here, but happy Thanksgiving to you guys in America. Yeah. I mean, there's a lot I don't celebrate. I don't celebrate birthdays, I don't celebrate Christmas, I don't celebrate Halloween, I don't celebrate Easter, I don't celebrate birthdays, or people's birthdays, I don't even do my own. Hello guys, hello Jason, and do you know why I don't celebrate my own? Do you know why I don't celebrate any of that? Because it costs money. Guys, I'm wearing a new t-shirt and I've got my new strides on, as you can see. Well, you can't see, but yeah, I'm wearing a new t-shirt, guys. Brand new. I got this today. I bought a pack of 5 of them for 25 quid. All different colours. Which is not bad. So what have we got on the bench this evening? We've got a Harrier CB from probably 1981 or 1981-82, round about then, because CB in the UK technically didn't exist until 1981. No, I think it was I'm not sure what date, but it was November 1981 when it became legal. I'm not sure if it was the 1st or the 20th or something like that. You guys don't know, because you guys are all very knowledgeable. Anyway, so what we're going to do tonight, guys, we are going to service a Harrier CB from 1981, we'll say, because that's when CB radio became legal here in the UK. And by the time you got to 1982-83, most of the companies that made all the really great sets had gone. There wasn't really much to do after that. Because like I say, all the best companies had gone. Cybernet disappeared. I'm not sure when Cybernet disappeared. Well, Cybernet are actually still going, contrary to popular belief. Cybernet are still going. They just don't make radios anymore. They make they make windmill. They make solar panels. Right, let's get to the correct camera for the job. There we go. And yes, guys, you can see we've also got a service manual. The service manual is for the Rotel RVC 240. Shares the same board. It shares the same board as the Harrier. So we can use it. We don't have a problem. Right. Where's my bins? There they are. Get them bins on. Right. Right, let's go live. Go to there, get rid of that. That was a mistake I made before. Get rid of that. There's one waiting. Gonna be fucking waiting a long time. Come on. Go to edit video. It should know it's me and fucking let me. Come on, you fucking stupid machine. Alright. You'll just take me back there, that innit? There we go. Now it's letting me go where I want to go. I want to just get rid of this, guys. Edit. Well, let me get rid of it from here. No, it won't. Fuck it. Oh, yeah, come. Get off. Customization. No, it's not going to let me in there. Fuck it. Let's get rid of that. Right, well, don't worry about that, guys. Don't bother fucking waiting for that because it's something that's never going to happen. I'll delete the cunt later. Fuck it. should bring me here. There we go. This is where we want to be. Right, we've got 9 in. Right. Right, so what we're going to do, guys, we're going to service. What's that on the chat? Some Italian breaker was saying the English was dumb. I pointed out he was on the UK 40, and I told him if he didn't like the English, don't come on the UK 40. He's not supposed to come on the UK 40 anyway. It's illegal. The UK 40 is for the UK. He shouldn't even be coming on here on the UK 40. He should stay where he belongs, on mid-band. Or should stay where he fucking belongs, on sideband. Yeah, anyway. What we've got, guys, is this. I'll just turn it around and give you a quick look. It's upside down, but never mind. This is the Harrier CB. It's the same as the Rotel 220, the York 861, and other variants. It's the same radio. There's a picture with the top off. We'll zoom in and show you. And this is actually quite good nick, considering the front scabby. But we'll see just how good in a minute. And there's, put the top back on, flip it upside down. Hang on. How come we could do a bit of putting an extension on that. There we go. And there it is with the top off. The bottom off rather. And we're going to use it with mainly the bottom off anyway, so we're okay. Right, guys. Now just get my manual back because I've just buried it. Right, so what we're going to do, get the dummy load. Oh no, we're not going to need that for now. We won't need the dummy load yet because we are connected to the Marconi. Right, no, we won't plug that in just yet because we're going to do the transmitter first. Right, guys, let's get me twiddlets, me twiddling sticks, because a guy has to have his twiddling sticks next to him. Right, so what we're going to do, guys, we're going to go through this, and we're lit up, we're on channel 20, this radio is working, by the way, and we're going to get the test meter, and we're going to begin at the beginning. And where's the beginning, you might ask? It's at the start. Well, everybody knew that. So, get a clip lead. We're going to start off doing our VCO. We're going to start off with our VCO, guys. And I'll show you the adjustment. Now, we'll just get set up. Clip onto that ground there. There you go. Right, so what we do, we go to the manual. We do this as per the manual. I know this anyway. So first of all, we want to go channel 40. There we go. We're now on channel 40. So what we'll do, now, VCO adjustment. Set the unit to receive mode on channel 40. Basically what they want us to do, put on channel 40, and what we want to do, we want to look for we want to go to the far side of R4. If I can zoom in for you guys, try and get us a real good image on this. Oh, thank you to all the new subscribers that we've got coming in. Now if I take my glasses off for a second, I can see where we're zooming in. Right, you can see R4 there, guys. Let's go back a bit. That's better. There's R4 there. You want the far side. This is the near side. This is the far side. And guess what? You wouldn't believe it, guys. The VCO is 4 volts. It doesn't need doing. It is. It's 4 volts. 4.02. Let's have a look on transmit. Because for transmit, they want you on channel 40. And you want to squeeze the mic. And we're a bit down on there, so we'll bring that one up a little bit. So we'll get the twiddling stick that best fits. This capacitor. And what you want to do, you want to adjust, just come off there a minute. You want to adjust. CT2, I think it's CT2. Could be CT1. Let me just check it. Right. TP1, which is R4. TP blah 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 blah. You want to adjust for receive. If it's out, you want to adjust T1, which is this transformer here. That's for your receive. And you want 4 volts. We probably will touch that up actually, but it's near enough there. And basically you want to adjust CT1 for 4 volts, plus or minus either way. So what we'll do, we will actually just touch up this. Let me just get me fin twiddler. That's it. We will just touch up this. So we are actually dead on. Pretty much on the money. A bit more. There you go, 4 volts pretty much exactly. That's pretty much on the money, that. So what we need to do next is get the mic, and we need to squeeze the mic because we want to set this to 4 volts, and it's CT1 we are going to adjust. .02. That'll do. 4.06. That'll do for us. Right, that's our VCO. Now we want to check the voltages and see what else it tells us on the VCO. So we want to go to set the receiver to receive mode, check 1.2.0. They want us to do that one. They want us to check. They want us to go to channel 1 and check that we have 1.8 to between 1.8 and 2.5 is obtained on the tester. So let's do that. So same test point, R4. So it says 2.8. So what does it say? What does it say? 2.5. That's showing 2.07. So we're 2. So we're actually quite good there. Now let's just check it on transmit. 2.0509. So that's okay because it can be between 1.8 and 2. Yeah. So we're okay there. That's good. That's our VCO done. Now back to channel 20. So turn the meter off for now. We don't need that yet because we're going to do the transmitter. And the transmitter needs doing. Let's check the power balance on channel 1. Let's come out a little bit. Come back towards the, I'm going to have to zoom out a bit because I'm not going to be able to show you all the adjustments. I'm going to have to zoom out a bit and there you go. There we go, that's the back. You can come in a bit. Right. So, come out a bit. Right. Now let's just check the power balance. We're on. We're actually doing. I'm not going to show you the meter. We're actually doing just over 5.5 watts on one, and we're doing 5.5 watts on 40. No good. Channel 20. Now what we need to do now is we need to adjust. If we go to the transmitter, information. Right, transmitter alignment. I'll tell you what we'll do. No, what we'll do, we'll align the transmitter. We'll come back and do the frequency. Right, RF driver adjustment. RF adjustment. It tells us to apply 9 volts, but we're not going to do that. All we're going to do is make sure that we're connected. It tells us to connect to oscilloscope. You can do that if you want, but I don't do that. What we want to do is adjust T2, T3, T4 for maximum wave, maximum peak, for the centre of the peaks, and they are these here. What number did I say they were? Right, T2, T3 and T4. So we'll start with T2 and we'll squeeze the mic. That's already peaked. That's peaked. good chance they're gonna be, because this has been messed with. There you go. Well, that's peaked. Right, so they're all peaked. So what we want to do next is adjust and try and move the radio. Try and show you if I can. I'm going to have to zoom out, because I'm at the extent of the wires. Right, what we're going to do next, guys, we're going to get our hexagon tool. And what we want to do with this, we want to adjust these three cores here, which are this is the RF power adjustment. This is remember you want to be on channel 20 when you do this. With the power on high, it's L4, L8, and L9. You adjust them for maximum smoke, and then but you don't leave them there, because you'll blow up the transmitter. I think it's about right. It feels a bit tight, that, to be honest. No. Bring that one back up. That's there. Now this one. That's already high. So what we do while we let the transmitter cool down, what we do next, they want us, I'm doing all this for you guys, I can do this in my head. Right, they want us to rotate L4 core clockwise to obtain 4.4 watts. So L4, which is back into the yellow one, and we want to adjust him for 4.4 watts. So clockwise. So about there I'd say. And now they want us to adjust they want us to adjust L9, rotate L9 counterclockwise to obtain 3.8 watts. But make sure the power difference of channel 1 and channel 40 should be within 0.3 of a watt. So what we do next, we can turn this counterclockwise and we can have 4 watts, because that's what we're allowed, because we don't have to get it through customs. So we'll set that to about there. That is about 4 watts, because I know this meter does read a bit high slightly. So if we go to channel 40, check the balance. I'm happy with that. Go to channel 1, and I'm happy with that. Yeah, that is about right. There we go. Right, so what we'll do now, if we can fucking ever find it, we'll get our little meter, get our little power meter, and just check the power balance. just so we're doing them, just so we've got a number to go off. Right, TX. Dummy load. See, the Marconi has a dummy load built in. Now let's just have a look at what we've got there. 4.1 on channel 1 and 4.1, 4.12, hang on, 4.15 on 1, 4.11, flicking between 5. We can turn that down just slightly. There we go, 405, 405, 404, 405. Jump in between. Perfect. And if I can turn this around and show you guys. Channel 1. If you can see that, that is. That's channel 1. Channel 40. Can't really see that, can you? But trust me guys, it's right. Take my word for it guys, it's right. We are very happy with that. Yeah, 4.12. But remember the transmitter, when it cools down, it'll do a bit more. 4.0, 4.1. Yeah, that's good enough. Now we'll set the low power. Now I always find on the low power that the potentiometer for the low power is either fucked or dirty. So we'll spray a bit of cleaner onto it to begin with. Then we'll put the tool in and we'll give it a waggle. And we'll switch the radio to low power. We'll give it a waggle and we want to set that to 400 milliwatts. Right. I want that really on channel 20. There you go. That's probably should read about right. 4.05. Sorry, 0.45. Oh. That's there. See what it's like on 40. Good. And good. And we've cleaned the low power switch, a low high power switch, so we know that's okay. Right. I think our switch might be dodgy. Not meant to be. Give this a bit of a squitz. I cleaned it earlier, but there you go. Four, yeah, 4.04 and 4.1. Yeah, that's good enough. We're happy with our power. Right, so that's our transmitter done. Now we'll move to the receiver. Oh, what we're doing, I'm plugging the wrong one. Now we'll move to our receiver. Oh no, we won't. We want to just check. We'll just make sure it's on frequency. and check the signal meter. So what we do, we'll connect that to there for ground, connect that to there. Just try and we'll try and bring that up, and to adjust the frequency you want to adjust CT2, which is right at the front here, right behind the channel change, right in front of the crystal, right behind the crystal. What's the matter with that? So that's our frequency done, that's our transmitter completed. Now all we've got to do is the signal meter, which is, oh, we have to do the deviation, but we can't really do that. I'll just put it where I think it should be. Adjust this centre, move that to the centre. There we go. And the deviation, let's just turn the monitor receiver on. On channel 20. 1, 2. Hang on. We haven't got an aerial in that. 1, 2. Fucking aerial did that. Hang on, let's use aerial would be nice, wouldn't it? I've not plugged the aerial into it. No aerial. I'll tell you, let's just use this Harvard. One, two. One, two, three, four. 1, 2. Just to give it a little bit. Hello. 1, 2, 1, 2. Hello. 1, 2. 1, 2. About there. That should be about it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hello. Right, so that's good enough. Let's put that back there. Right. Signal meter is this one at the back here. We want to adjust that for 4 watts on high power. And it's bang on. Make sure that that's low power switch is clean. Yeah. Yeah. Well, actually, we could do a bead over a bit. That's it. 4 watts on the money. There we go. So what we'll do next, we'll turn this off. We'll finish with the mic. Now what we'll do, we'll go on to our receiver. We'll unplug that. We'll go on to our receiver. Right. So what we want the cyanide meter. Let's just change cameras. Hello Graham, don't forget the important... Don't worry Graham, I won't forget the cyanide readings. Don't worry, I'll make a note of them. I'll post them on your site especially for you. Because I know you love them. Not. Right, so... I think it's this one. There we go. Nice to see you on, Graham. Nice to see you on, mate. I enjoyed your video on Friday. Sorting that, what was it? I think it was a Cobra. Was it a Cobra? Can't remember now, but I enjoyed you doing it. It was very, very well done. Very, very well done, my friend. Right, so, as Graham says, we need to make a note of our cyanide readings. We're not going to make a note of them. What we're going to do, we're going to just go through the receiver. You know, we leave other people that like doing cyanide readings to do that. So we want, we're actually in the place where we want to be. 277912. This meter doesn't read, so we need to connect. Move our switch cleaner. We'll finish with that. Let's get our extension speaker. No PA on this, by the way, guys. Turn the volume up a bit to a meaningful level. Now we're going to check our detector. Just turn that down while we can connect our detector up. And what we're going to use here, guys, we're going to use the Zoe ZT705S meter, which has a built-in, oscilloscope, and it's great for these sort of jobs. It saves having to turn on the oscilloscope and having to faff about. I'll come and say hello properly to everybody in a minute, but we'll just get this to where we want it to be, and we'll quickly go over the receiver. The receivers on these are usually very good, but we will go over it, just touch it up and make sure that everything is as it should be. Right, so one there, we want the scope. And what I do, guys, I just clip the scope there we go, just clip that to there, clip that to there, if I can ever get it in. Jesus. Right, let's go get our big twiddler that we need for that one. Will do to set our detector. Woo. So what we'll press this to auto range, and that'll give us a nice waveform, hopefully. There you go. So what we're going to do, we're going to set the detector. You want the most, some people call it the detector, some people call it the discriminator. It doesn't matter, it's the same thing, it does the same job. Now you want this for maximum audio recovery, guys. And I didn't get that out of that was spot on. Right, so we'll disconnect that. We'll leave the cyanide meter in. I nearly unplugged it. We need that for the... There we go. Now let's see how far down we can read. Right. turn this up a bit. That'll do us. I can hear that 130 decibels, guys. I'm not even going to adjust. I'm not going to adjust the receiver because turn that down. I'm not going to adjust the receiver, guys, because I'm happy with it. Now, if you have to adjust the receiver, let's come back to the bigger image. We're not going to adjust that because there's no need. I mean, that's good enough. I'm happy with that. I mean, yeah, I could probably adjust it and get a bit more, but I could adjust it and end up with a bit less. I'm not going to adjust it for what I'll gain. So what we'll do, we'll go back to the main picture and I'll show you. Right, I won't name them out. I'll just show you guys, and you should get an idea. Right. Let's unplug this so I don't accidentally squeeze the mic. Unplug the external speaker. And what I'll do so I don't get a hum at any point, I get these guys and I short these together. There you are. Now I don't get a hum through my computer speakers, through my speakers on my monitor, it shuts it up. Now what you want to be doing here, guys, that's as far back as we can go. I'm going to extend these leads. Right, what you want to adjust is here, 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 and here. Oh, we didn't check whether our signal meter was at S9, did we? We better check that, otherwise I'll get reported. I'll get reported for not doing that, guys. I'll get reported to the servicing police for not checking that my meter is. So what, give that meter a wipe? There we go. It's just under. So what we'll do, we'll get the twiddler, and to adjust the signal meter, it's this one here, guys. This one here, sorry. It's that one there, and that's exactly right. Only needed bringing up a fraction, and there we are, guys. Once we get the aerial SWR, I need to ring the aerial man tomorrow, see if he's got his van back, and he'll come and do the aerial on the roof for me. And once he comes back and does that, then we can do a bit of talking. Maybe we might even get Graham on from Microchips one night. Maybe we'll get Graham, and Graham might even come on and give us a radio test one night. You never know. Now, to just confirm, right, I can't do the deviation accurately. I just set that to where I think it should be, which is about the same on all radios. I just move it off centre, which is, I seem to not have a problem with that. And that's it, guys. You know, that's all you need to worry about. And that's the service. That's basically the service procedure for the 134 Cybernet board. You know, we are going to start doing some. We are going to start doing some rig checks. We're gonna, you know, we'll have a segment called rig check. I'm not going to call it on the air test because somebody already does that. A good friend of mine already does that. So we'll call it rig checks. So we are happy with this, guys. It's bang on and it's working. We're not adjusting the receiver because there's no need. If it was out, if it was poor, if it was on the other side of being deaf, then we'd do it. But it's not, so we're not going to. But that gives us a bit of free time actually, because we can have a look at what else is in the box that I got. I have got the what do you call it, the realistic. I think it's a realistic. Something 1001 or something. That handheld. That 40 channel realistic handheld. I've got the audio chip for that on order, so we're waiting for a new audio chip to come in for that. That was ordered last night because we've got a funny burning smell. Remember, guys, when we turned that on, we got a funny burning smell. And when I looked at when I examined the radio, I discovered that the audio chip had a crack in it. And when I lifted it out, when I desoldered it, I lifted it out, it came out in two halves. So that's not how you want your audio chip to come out. And I'm, God blimey, get in there, you bastard. Pardon the language, guys, but get in there. Yeah. We did our all important sign-ad numbers. No, we don't do that on here, do we, guys? We're not into sign-ad numbers. Not writing them down. We're just into checking that the radio does what we think it should do. And to be perfectly honest with you, you know, when the receive is as good as that, then you don't want to play with it, because you could make it, you know, you could fix it worse. You know, you could make it worse than what it is, and we'd rather not do that. We'd rather have it good. So, no worries. Yeah. So what's your project this week, Graham, or are you keeping it under your hat till Friday? Yeah, Goldborn's coming up. I'll keep an eye out for anything interesting for you, mate. Any nice sidebanders, because I don't really bother with them. See if anything's there this time. There wasn't nothing the last two times. Look, not since I got you that Stalker 9. I got that from George Christophe. If you're there this year, George, you got the radios, bring them with you. They'll have my name on them. Don't worry, I've got a wallet full of money. So if you got out this time, George. Oh, you're welcome, Graham. No worries, mate. Yeah, so if you're listening, anybody who's listening on here, if you go to Goldborn and you got any CBs, bring them with you. I'll have a wallet full of money. Don't you worry about it. That doesn't mean to say I'll overpay. It means I'll pay a fair price. And anything nice, I'll buy. Anything I think that somebody else wants, I'll buy. You know. But yeah, we'll try and get. I'll have a word with my friend the aerial man this week. See if he's got his old Mary Ann back. If he has, he can come and do my aerial. Yeah, because we SWR'd it, guys. We SWR'd it, me and Will. We SWR'd it using this. No. What we should have done, we should have SWR'd it using this. We should have used this, not that. So, the aerial's out. Very well out. You know, so we can't, we can't do anything. Let's get the aerial. Let's plug the aerial in and see. Have a quick listen on 19. Because we can listen. We just can't speak. Right. Would help if I plugged the bloody power back in, wouldn't it? And the mic. There we go. I don't know whether you could hear me from here, Graham. You probably couldn't. Yeah, if you can hear me on here, Graham, can you do me a favour? Go, just pop to channel 30, UK 1 to 40 for a second. I'm going to give you a shout, see if you can hear me. I'll give you a second to get there. There we go. Channel 1. Hello, Graham. Hello, Graham. Yeah, I'm down.
Hello, Andy. Receiving over?
Roger, Dodger, Graham. Are you getting me?
Andy, receiving over?
Yeah, hello, Graham. Hello.
Hello, Andy, receiving over.
Yeah, I'm getting you, Graham, but I don't think you're getting me, mate. Yeah, I don't think you're getting me, Graham.
There's a bit of a delay on the stream there. No, I'm not receiving you here. I'm not receiving you here.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. I know. I'm getting you, though. I'm getting you. I should be getting you more than that. But this aerial's either crap or it's the SWR's out. That I do know because it goes up to nearly 3 when I key the mic up. So yeah, I think it's yeah, because I'm only just managing. Yeah, I've got one of them serial signal keepers. I don't know whether they're any good or not, but you know, yeah, I know we're not getting. Hello, Stuart. Yeah, I'm not getting you. I'm getting you, Graham, but you're obviously not getting me. But I'm only throwing £9 up the road to Lee Blue Sky, and he's only up the road from me. He's only getting £9 off me, no matter what radio I put it on. So you know, and the radio is working because it's putting out 4 watts and there is audio, so the radio is working. But I think it's the aerial, to be honest. And I haven't got another one to try it with. I mean, I can't go in the. What I'm gonna do, guys. What I'm thinking of doing, it's probably a nice idea. What I might do, I might set up. Because I've kicked the idea of the pirate radio station in the head. All the stuff for the pirate radio station has been moved. There wasn't much there. It's only a mixer and a little 7-watt transmitter. That's all been moved now. So what I might do, I might set up a camera in there for CB nights. What do you think? Yeah, I might set up a camera. But what I'll do, I'll get Will back out to this and see if we can get the SWR right. But the SWR is definitely wrong. Either that or what I might do, I could chuck a silver rod up there. You know, I've still got the silver rod I'm going to give the Mildred, but I'm not going to give that the Mildred. But I'm going to give that the Mildred. I'll just order a new one and put a brand new one up. We've got the IMAX in the shack. The IMAX is in the dining room. The IMAX is back up. Will put that up for me last week. Not last week, week before. And he did this serial signal keeper. See, I don't know what these signal serial keepers are like. I just bought it because I thought, well, you know, it's an aerial. And I only need it really for the shack. But Graham's not far away from me, and I know he's not. So, you know, and he's got a good tackle. It's not going to be at his end. Absolutely, definitely, never would it be. So it's definitely here because I mean, Brett only lives up the road. My friend Brett only lives up the road. He don't even get high numbers off me on here, on this aerial. So it's definitely this end, and it's definitely the aerial. It would have been nice if Graham could have heard me because he's not far. You know, I'm not sure where he is, but I think he's about a 20-minute drive away from me. So he's not far. But what I might do, guys, I might kick it in the head doing the CB. And mind you, I can't really because I need the light. I was going to say I'll do them in there, in the shack, but no, I don't want to start taking soldering irons and stuff in there. I want to leave this all in one place. What we'll do, guys, we'll yeah, Graham, if you're still watching, I've turned this off now. If you're still watching, Graham, if you by any chance come across a decent front for a Hotel 220 or an Harrier CB, we can perhaps do a deal. You know, I'll buy it from you. Because the front on this is all scabby. There's a bit of it missing there. It's all peeling, and it's had a fag end on the top there, and it's just disgusting. But the case is not bad. The case will polish up. So yeah, if you've got a Hotel 220 scrap or an Harrier CB, then yeah, you know, we can do a deal there, and I can swap that. But, yeah, you know, I don't know what serial signal keepers are like. Have you got any idea, Graham, what they're like? I think they're crap, to be honest. But, you know, because I would have expected you to hear me. You know, I would have expected you to hear me. You know my clutter. If in doubt, put up another camera. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I was having a bit of a buzz. I was looking at my belly showing. Look, my t-shirt's not too short. Just my belly's too fat. No, this is a brand new t-shirt, guys. No, I was getting a bit of a buzz on this camera, Stuart. This is the one I got off you with the bit of damage on the front. And what it was the hard drive was starting to rackle, probably got a bad bearing in the hard drive. So what I did, I took the hard drive out, and you can run them without the hard drive. You just can't record on them, it just shuts down when you try and record. I don't want to then restarts again, but I don't want to record anyway. So, you know. Good evening, Chris, good evening, Paul. Good evening. I better scroll up and see who's on and who isn't, who I haven't let on to and who I have and who I need to. Yeah, so, yeah, if you can let me know your opinion on serial signal keepers, Graham. Probably pretty much the same as my opinion. Rubbish. But I'll probably change it. What I'll do, I'll ring my aerial man and see if we could get us put a silver rod in its place. If we put a silver rod in, I mean, I've done well out the silver rod that was on the side. I only had the IMAX put up because I want the IMAX. Let's go back to here. You know, but yeah, never heard of one, right? Well, I bought one, and then me aerial man put it up, and the SWR's out. I mean, it goes right up to 3, almost. But we SWR'd it on the digital meter, and it looked right, so we just left it like that. I should have used the old analog meter, the Revex or Revox or whatever it is. I should have used that, because obviously that's a better quality meter. Because I get, and I've checked the meter on the, I've checked the meter in the shack on the HF, and it's bang on. It's pretty much right where I would expect. It's where on my IMAX, my SWR is where it was before my IMAX originally snapped, because the adjustments were never played with, and it went back up exactly the same way, including putting the washers on it, because I managed to save the washers and clean the washers up, and it went back on. So the IMAX is where it always has been, because the 2 rings on it have never been moved. And when I refurbished the bottom of the IMAX and give it a couple of coats of varnish to seal it, I used exterior varnish to seal it. And it was I didn't go anywhere near the rings, and the SWR's lovely. Right across the 27 megahertz band. It's lovely. In fact, it's good all the way down to about 25. Good to about 24, 25 megs. All the way up, from about 25 megs all the way up. It's not bad. But when I put the same meter on this thing, yeah, the needle goes to the middle. You know, we want it down here somewhere. You know, we want it down there towards the left. But it goes up and it goes to just past the middle. So we're heading towards 3. So, you know, we're not quite right there. And that's probably why you couldn't hear me, Graham, because I know you're not far from me. I know you're not far from me, but I watched a YouTube video, and you can't believe everything you watch on YouTube, you know, unless you really know the guys and you can trust them, like Graham and whatnot. You know, you can, anything Graham tells you, you can take it as if you've just been speaking to God. He's going to be right. And I'm not just saying that because he's sat there watching. I'm saying that because it's true. But I watched a guy do a Sirio, and he said they were bloody brilliant. He said he had a job to SWR it. He said, but once he got it right, it was brilliant. And he'd only put his on a garden shed, which is nowhere near as high as what mine is. Mine's on the top of the chimney pot. Mine's on the chimney. So, you know, what I think, what I might do, I might have my aerial man, because we've got a load of coax here. We could always pull a bit of extra coax through if it needs to be. I mean, the coax is too long for in here, so you know we can live with pulling a bit more through and up if it has to. So what I might do, I might just jump on and buy a silver rod and get him just a silver rod for about 30-40 quid and get him to throw it on for me. I might just end up doing that, guys, because the silver rods, they come pre-marked, and I mean that one I had up, it's a bit bent now, as a lad called Ian said. Lad called Ian Cockhead said it looks like a bent penis. I don't know who told him it was bent, but somebody did. Never mind. But yeah, we've got the IMAX back in action now, and it's everything's good. But even on that silver rod, I was talking to a guy. Let's pull my fucking shirt down. I was talking. Hello again, Twisted. I'm just putting up a Sirio S3 this week. Just waiting on the what? Yeah, let me get my glasses. I hate it when people use words I can't pronounce. Yeah. Where's my freaking glasses gone? I had them a minute ago. Not on my face, had he? No, they're not. You know, I hate it. You take your glasses off and you put them down somewhere, and then when you fucking need them, you can't find them. Ah, sod it. Oh, they're here. Anyway, guys. Yeah, so what I might do, I might have him take... I might phone him up tomorrow and see what it'll... No, don't worry. Stop apologising. Don't apologise. And... Yeah, you're waiting for some posh coax. Yeah, you're waiting for some coax to come in. Italian coax is easier. Yeah. You just say Italian coax. Look, you know, there we go. What do you like? Yeah, anyway, guys. Yeah, so Graham's never heard of a serial signal keeper. You know. But there again, I think you use an IMAX, don't you, Graham? Are you using an IMAX? I'm sure you are, but I can't. I know you did say, but I can't remember what it was you are. I think, you know, you're either on an Antron or an IMAX. I think you're on an IMAX. You know, but my IMAX was originally came down because a fucking big herring landed on it. I mean, it was the size of a 747, man. It fucking landed on it and fucking snapped it. It landed on it, kinked it, and it just snapped. And, you know, it just snapped. And once the wire in the middle, once the wind got to it, started blowing it about, and the wire in the middle snapped. You know, the section, the middle section just broke off. Came down along with the top section. But I was able to buy a new middle section, and the top section was okay, so I was able to carry on using that. But I'm trying to think. I might be as well just chucking a new silver rod up, because the silver rods, they come marked, and when I put the last one up, well, should I say, well, Will put the last one up for me. ISWR'd it down here on the ground. ISWR'd it on the ground, and when it went, and it was okay. When it went up, it was spot on. It was all right when it went up, and it was a different length of coax. I don't know how much. I don't really know how much the length of coax affects the aerial. It's got to affect it, but I don't know by a factor of how much it affects it. I don't think it affects it a great deal, but it does affect it. I know the height of the aerial. The height of the aerial doesn't affect it. The length of the aerial does, but how high the aerial is off the ground, it shouldn't. You know, and it's the same as how much power you put through your aerial. Like at the moment on the HF, I'm only using 50 watts because the radio I bought, I turned it down. It was set for 100 watts on FM. I turned it down because I don't want to do 100 watts on FM. For the people I speak to, there's no need for me to do 100 watts. I can reach everybody I need to. And if I need the extra power, then I can just drop in the menu and turn it up. But 50 watts is good enough. And it saves the radio as well. It doesn't hammer the radio. But, you know, when all's said and done, I think what we need, you know, we could hear Graham. I mean, but I was only getting just under £9 off Graham. I was getting about £8.5 off him. And really, Graham, last time I spoke to Graham, I have spoke to him on here before microchips, that is. I have spoke to microchips on the radio in the shackle when I was on the 79, when I was on the 69, is it? What's that fucking thing I've got in the shack? Is it 6900? I think it's a 6900. Anyway, last time I was talking to Graham, I spoke to him on that, and he was wanging it right over. You know, it was full scale deflection. So, Yeah, 6900. Yeah. And you know, Graham with microchips was wanging it right over, so I shouldn't have had any problem getting him really on the Syrio. I think it's SWR. But what we might do is get the SWR sorted. Once we've got that sorted, try it again, and if I'm not happy, I'll just pull the fucking thing down. We'll just pull it down and put another one up. I think a silver rod. Let's just have a look on the world's biggest flea market. Let's have a look what they're going at. See what they're going for, because they come pre-marked for your Optimum for the Optimum SWR. So you know, and when you set them for the Optimum SWR, well, they come pre-marked for average SWR. They're actually not bad, but I think they come. But they're not bad. They work good on. They work good on AM. They work good on UK 1 to 40 and midband, which is all I want to use it on in here. I don't want to use it anywhere else because I'm not interested in doing any HF really in the workshop. We're just going to do that in the shack if I need to. Because I don't really want to get into the habit of talking on it in here. CB radio antenna. I think I can. Yeah, that's. I want the base antenna. They're showing mobile aerials. Base station antenna. That's what we want. There's a high gain silver rod. I'm not paying 79 quid. Okay, now you can pay that for an IMAX in some places. If you're lucky. There's a standard one there, $49.95. They've gone up in value, gone up in price. Last time I bought one of them was about 30 quid. There's one there, Sigma Excalibur. Never heard of them. Venom half wave, silver rod CB base station aerial, CB base station antenna. Yeah. You can. I've got a message. This might be from Graham. It could be from Mildred. There again, it could be from anywhere else. 2 messages here, guys. Oh, it's from Ray. Can't recall if I mentioned this to you about the IMAX and that second section. I used a 3 foot length. Yes, you did. Yeah, to rebuild the second section or to reinforce it. Yeah, I remember us talking about it, Ray. Malcolm wants to send me a message. That's Malcolm who I gave the advice to, wasn't it, for the jukebox? Well, he can send me a message. Where's it gone? Message requests. Hi Andy, I was given I bought one from him. Oh, I was given a heads up about you from a guy called Matt who rebuilds vintage record players. He sends them down here for me. I bought one from him. My question is, I own a 1956 Chevy. It's got a record player in it that doesn't work. It's something you can fit. I'll accept. I'll reply later. An in-car record player, can I fix it? I don't know. Has anyone ever done an in-car record player? I don't fancy that. I've never even seen one, guys. I'd like to, though. It might be worth getting it in for the channel, mightn't it? See if I can or not. I mean, what can be wrong with it? trouble is, you see, you've got to be careful. Graham sent you a photo. Yeah, I know he did. Oh, it was of a jukebox. No, so I thought it was microchips getting back. It's not. Can't recall if I mentioned. Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did. Yeah, you mentioned it. You did mention it. Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did. You did mention it. Ray. Yeah, you did, mate. Right, let's carry on. Have a look down these aerials. Fucking hell! I'll tell you what, you know, £94 for a Sigma skip master. Don't know whether they're any good. I'm not getting one. No, that fucking price. £44 for a silver rod. Wow. I'll tell you, there's a wire there, 25 quid. I don't want a wire. Nowhere to run one out round here anyway. 50 quid for a fucking silver rod. It may as well be. It's not far from Antron 99 Classic. White fiberglass CB. They're good aerials, but I'm not paying. Mind you, I don't want to pay that. I'm not 139. No. It's only for the workshop. I mean, some are fucking second hand would do me as long as it works. You know. Amateur radio, blah 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 blah. I mean, anything that's pre-tuned, anything that's not pre-tuned, anything used would do. We'll find something that's second hand. But I don't know. We'll probably leave it for now. See what my aerial man thinks. See if we can adjust. 37 quid for how much is that? 30 metres of coax. I got that. That was actually a good bargain. I bought one of them. I got loads of it left. They've got to make some PL plugs, some patch leads up for the Mildred, so you can connect an SWR meter up and set that silver rod up when he goes to his house. Yeah, so that'll be the Mildred coming on the rig in a limited capacity. We won't come on that often. I'm trying to get everybody back on it. Home base antenna, signal, serial starduster. That looks like it could be a real pain in the arse to SWR. A mate of mine bought one once. I forget what it was. He's no longer with us now. But he bought one from Stockport CB Centre, and I think that was some sort of stereo, and it had fucking bits hanging off it everywhere, and you had to SWI. It was a right pig. We did it, but it was a right pig. Yeah, it's no matter what you do here, guys. Half wave, high gain, high performance, CB base antenna. That's a sort of just a high gain silver rod. Yeah. Yeah, it's just a high gain silver rod, that. I mean, 42 quid for a high gain silver. Oh no, it's not. It's a Sigma Venom. We got one of them fucking Sigma things up, and oh no, it's Stereo got up in it. A friend of mine had a fucking, what do you call it? One of those, the really early things. What was it called? Sigma 4. He had one of them up. It had like a big fucking. Let's leave that for now. Come back to you lot. It had like a big fucking crow's nest. It had like a big fucking crow's nest in the bottom of it. My mate Pugwash. And yeah, he had a big fucking. Yeah, he had a big fucking Yeah, because he was into it years ago. I mean, but then again, a lot of people were. It's a shame that It's a shame that it's gone the way it has. You know, everybody just sits on channel 19. I mean, you know, they just go on 19 and sit there. You know, I mean, I don't see the point. I mean, why bother? You know, pick a channel and make a network out of it. You know, everybody who wants to speak to you will migrate to that channel. And then 19 can be used for what it was intended for, mobile breakers, because in this country on AM or FM, it was channel 14 for home base users and channel 19 for mobile users and channel 9 for emergencies. I mean, that's how it used to be. But, you know, like, times have changed. I mean, CB's not what it was, is it? It's a shame, really, because it's a really good way to keep in touch. You know, if it's used correctly, it's a good way to keep in touch, good way to have a chat, good way to make friends. I mean, I made loads of friends on it when I was on it years ago. I made loads of friends on it. I thought it was fucking great for it. As soon as I got my hands on one, the first experience of one was at a friend of mine on Christmas Day. He got one for Christmas, a Midland, I think it was either a Midland 3001 or a 4001 AM. Back in the late 70s, 78 or 79. And I went round. Yeah, it was you. I know, Ray. I got the message, mate. But I don't know what to. I don't know. You know, he's got. You know. I think them in-car record players. I'm going to reply. I'm going to say yes. I'm going to tell him I'll have a look at it. And the reason why I'm going to do that is because I've never seen one, and I'd like to. But if I can't mend it, I won't mess with it. I'll just send it back as is. But you know, but until I get it here, I don't know, do I? I don't know what's wrong with it or anything. So I'll reply to him, and I'll say yes, I can take a look. A 1956 Chevy with it's got a record player and it doesn't work. It's something you can fix. See if he gets back to me. Yep. I've just put never seen one, but would love to. So if he wants to send it, we could have it on the channel and we could have a look. I've not put my address across yet. I'll wait till I get back to him. Because, you know, you don't just want to send something like that to just anybody. You know, you want to be sure that they're not going to make a mess. I mean, I won't do. I'll take it apart carefully, look at it. But before I do anything, I'll connect it up and see what it actually does and doesn't do. It might only be a case of something very simple. I mean, hey, at the end of the day, it's a record player. It plays 45 RPM, that's all that they were designed to, the in-car record player. It never took off. Because They had one inherent problem. They had an habit of jumping when you went over a fucking pothole or something. You know, they just the in-car record player was a bad idea from the get-go. It was a non-starter. Anyway, guys, before we do go, I got some new threads. Let's show you what I bought. I got some new gear. Yeah, look at this. I got some nice new t-shirts. I've got five new t-shirts. You've all seen you haven't seen me undies. I mean, that's my old t-shirt. That's ready for bin. And I also bought some new underpants, obviously, because I needed some new underpants. But I also bought these guys. I'm going to try these on before I go to bed, see if they fit me. They're a 50 inch waist. They're a 50-inch waist, them. You know, and a pair of dress trousers. A nice pair of trousers for when I go out. If I decide to go out, at least I've got a pair of trousers. And they're a 50-inch waist, guys. So we're going to try them before I go to bed and see what they feel like, if they fit. I did buy a pair. I bought a pair last week, and they were 47-inch waist, and they wouldn't fit me. So I gave them to my friend who lives in Burnage. I gave them to Dave rather than mess about sending them back. Because it was my mistake and they didn't fit anyway, not the company I bought them from. If it's my mistake, I won't send something back. Because it's not their error, it's mine. I should have done a bit more checking. Like measured me fucking fat waist. But, yeah, so if that lad wants his in-car record player servicing, repairing, I'll certainly have a look. I'd be interested. I'm sure it'd be interesting to have it on the channel, guys. So I take it the microphone's all sounding all right tonight. Nobody's complained about it yet. So I'll take it the microphone's all right tonight. But it was nice of Graham Microchips to come in. He's not come in for a while. So it was nice of Graham to actually come in and say hello. And it was even nicer of him to even, you know, go to the bother of coming on and going on the radio. Just a shame I couldn't hear him. I'll send you some pictures showing the make. I'll send you some pictures the weekend showing the make. I think they were, what do you call it, them? In-car record players. I think they were a joint venture between the in-car record player was a joint venture between RCA of America and Philips, and they never took off. You seen what I've been doing? Yeah, I've been watching. I know you're busy. I know you're busy, Graham. I watch your videos, mate. I know you're busy. Yeah, I did like that video you did on Friday. That was nice. Turning that radio around. I like your comment at the beginning though when you came on. You said this is the Swiss cheese model. Yeah. Yeah. So you know I'd like to have a look at that, guys. That in-car record player. That would be interesting. Oh, Graham sent a photo. CB Master 2. Oh, nice, 26. Let me just zoom in. I can't see. Oh, wow. Who's this one from? Who's this from? Who's that from? Oh, that's from Graham. There's the other Graham, the Mildred's just sent one and all. An attachment. Oh, that's lovely, that, isn't it? Oh, aye, yeah. I like that touch you do with putting the OLED displays in them. Yeah, that is nice. C Master 3600. That is nice. CB Master, sorry, 36. That's nice. I'll tell you what, you know, you should fucking do them and vlog them, you know. It's a shame you can't get a fucking shitload of them in it and do them like the way you do them, because you know people would buy them, wouldn't they? You know, you'd get good money for them. They're nice, and you know, yeah, I've seen, yeah, you and yeah, it's been I think it's been a joint venture between you and another guy called Chris, developing the systems, isn't it? But yeah, that's nice. Yeah, and that all that nice and clear. You know, that's lovely. That it just shows you the frequency and everything. Yeah, that's nice. That. I mean, back in the day, they couldn't have done that, could they? They probably would have done if they could have. I think if that had been available to Cybernet, they would have done it. But yeah, look at it. You know something. You could eat your dinner off one of your radios, Graham. You really can, mate. Yeah. Yeah, but I did like the comment. Look at the shininess of them knobs. You know. And I like the way you have things done. You know, I like the way you have the decals done, so that all the knobs match the function that it's doing. You know, and there's no unsightly holes. I mean, you do things very, very neat. You know. Yeah, you do it very, very neat, mate, and that's, you know, that's how it should be. You know, I mean, yeah, you know, I'll admit you're a credit to the entire repair industry. Let's see what the Mildred sent. What's he sent? Karaoke graphics discs. How many is it and how much are they asking for them? That's the problem, see, 100 quid. Where are they? They've got to be miles away. Ideal for DJ just starting out or house parties, over 1,200 karaoke discs with on-screen graphics. My order in Manchester. Ooh. You see, if I say to the Mildred, do you want to go 50 quid each, he'll whinge. You know, and I don't really want to pay 100 quid. I'd like to know whether they're genuine or not, because I don't want to pay 100 quid for a hundred copper, you know, for 2,000, for 1,200. I don't want a pile of copy. I don't want a pile of copied discs and pay 100 quid for them, because it's not worth it. If they're genuine discs, then yeah, I'll certainly have a go. As soon as you mention money to the Mildred, his fucking arsehole puckers up tighter than a fucking snare drum. Yeah. I mean, there's, you know, yeah, he does a nice job. He does a nice job, does microchips. Yeah, you know, he does. It looks, you know, when he's done them, they look good. You know, because what he does, on his video, he shows you the before and after. Hopefully, I'll get it finished by Friday. Oh, nice one. Well, I'll be looking forward to that. He said, Ian, then I'll be looking forward to that, Graham. Absolutely, my friend. Yeah, no worries. But I set, the reason why I set this channel up, guys, was because you know, a certain person is not come in tonight because he doesn't like. I don't think he doesn't come on it. He is subscribed. I hope you subscribed. I hope you subscribed as well, Graham. I hope I've got you on my list. The reason why I set this up was so we could have the CBs, we could have the CB radios on one channel and nothing but CB radios, and have record players, radios, you know, and all other stuff, you know, all other animals on. Cheers, cheers, Graham. I thought you might. Nice one. Yeah. I thought you might. Yeah. Never even doubted you, mate. But you know, this channel was set up solely for the purpose of doing CB radios, and I'm not an expert. I'll be the first to own up. I'm not an expert, guys. I mean, you know, if you want an expert, you go see Graham. You know, but I'm not an. I know my way around. Don't get me wrong. I do know my way around, but I'm not an expert. I couldn't do. You know, I fitted that mid-band board from Graham, and but to be honest with you, you know, I fitted that Echo board, that Echo Roger Bleak board in that Kestrel for Jason, but you know, I don't think I could go much further than doing that. My expertise doesn't extend that far out, but you know, as for basic fault finding, once I get me, what the thing I suffer from is, you know, not wanting to do it. You know, if it's a bad fault, not wanting to look for it. But once once I think I'll sod it, and I bite the bullet, and I get stuck in, then I'm generally not that far from finding the fault. Hey, I'll tell you what I could do with knowing Graham. If you've got a link or any good reputable places for buying 10.24 megahertz crystals, because I bought some French ones, and they come up low on the crystal test, and they come up as 10.23, and I put one in my own base there, or in the Harvard 407. I put one in that, and it was actually worse than the one that was in it. So I put the original back in. Yeah, so I could do with finding a really good place for reliable crystals. Let's have a look. We've got a message. Karaoke disc, 138 mostly Sunfly and Zoom. Sunfly karaoke discs. Used loads of them all in the past, plus 25 brand new Zoom discs, plus soft case great for home parties collection. Where are they though? Where the fuck's rye? I thought rye was bread. Yeah, that'd be miles away. I mean, they're no good if they're miles away, because people won't post them. You know, you're not going to get them if they're too far away. And I don't like Sunfly discs. The problem with Sunfly karaoke discs, they sound like they were done on a synthesizer in a 5-year-old's bedroom. They're not good. We haven't tested them yet. Oh, will you keep me in mind when you do? Yeah, because it'd be, you know, it'd be interesting to find. I know you've done the transistors. I think the ones you recommended were from Cricklewood, weren't they? Certain transistors. Because I've just ordered. I got some from him. Not tested yet. Right, yeah, because I got some French ones, and I don't know whether they're from the same place. I got them on Fleabay, the world's biggest flea market, as they call it. And I thought, well, they're not Chinese, so they might work. And they were only 11 quid, so, you know, you know, sometimes you have to bite the bullet and take the chance. And they came on the test. I put one in, and as I say, I couldn't bring the radio up on frequency. And when I tested it on the crystal tester, it came up as 10.237 or 0.7 or something like that. And you know, too low. You can't adjust them up. I mean, there might be a way. They might the Harvard in question uses the same board that's used in the Amstrad 901s and 900s. And every one of them I found have always been out, and I've had to replace the reference crystal in all of them. I have got a box of shit down here that I bought the other day. I bought one day last week, and that Harrier CB was a part of it. I mean, every time I see a job lot and there's a Rotel or a Harrier or something like that in it, anything with that 134 board, if I think the price is right, I'll buy it, because you can guarantee you're going to get at least one working radio. I mean, look at that bag of scrap I bought for £46, and it had a scrap Harrier CBX in it, and all sorts of bits had been pinched, and I put all the bits that had been pinched back in, and I actually got it working. And it was bang on frequency. I tuned it bang on frequency and everything. I got it all perfectly working. The only thing is there's no case or no front, so it went back into the scrap bin. But knowing that, it went back into the scrap bin, knowing that all the parts were working. It transmitted. The audio chip I had to replace because it was missing. A bit like this little monkey on my workbench I had to replace. I'm just waiting for the audio chip for the realistic handheld coming. Because mine, as you can see, guys, my audio chip is in 2 pieces, look. You know, it's sort of turned itself into 2 pieces. I'll tell you what, you know, that must have gone with a fucking hell of a bang to do that. I don't know what the fuck I don't know what would have done that. But, yeah, you can see. There's not really a blowhole in it. But when I looked in the radio last night, I spotted a crack. Because when I plugged it in, I could smell something burning. So I disconnected it and the channels dimmed. They came on and went dim, and then they go off, which is supposed to go off anyway. And yeah, it's got a big crack. Yeah, it's the AN374P, and I actually ordered an AN374P. I managed to get one from Cricklewood. Come to £11 something by the time they got through to let's just check it, sure it was £11 something. By the time they got through with nailing my hat on, yeah, AN374P. Yeah, I got it from Cricklewood. Yeah, it was because I've heard Graham Microchips mention Cricklewood, so, and said good things about them. So I thought, well, I'll get it from there. There we are, Cricklewood Electronics. Item purchased. Yeah, it better be what I asked for. AN374P, yeah. And I'm hoping with you guys, I'm hoping, to be honest with you guys, I'm hoping when I put that chip in, that the radio will just work. I'm just hoping that the chip, you know, just of its own, you know, just decided to blow up, or somebody might have plugged the wrong external speaker into it. And, you know, because certain things, guys, certain things, like my linear super disco that I just bought, we used to belong to my friend who passed away in February. I bought all the gear from his daughter, and that linear super disco will only work with these speakers that are right behind me, because they've been matched to it. Because when I bought the linear super disco, I bought it from the same person who passed away, and I sold it back to him in the early 2000s. But I sold him the speakers as well. And what was happening was, we've got PCO horns in these, and they shouldn't really make a difference. And the guy at the disco shop at Les Baddy Sound, he told me it shouldn't make any difference, but it did. Because what I had to do to solve the problem, what the problem was, the amplifier was overheating, and it was getting red hot. You play about 2 or 3 records at an average volume, not even loud, just an average listenable volume. It wasn't even turned up to annoy your neighbour's volume. And basically what the issue was, the amplifier was getting very hot very quick. So I phoned Les Baddy Sound, and he gave me the number for the engineer he used, which was a chap called Roland, a nice chap. And I explained, and he said, well, first of all, Andy, they don't put a lot of metal in to cool a 70 watt amp, because it is 70 watts. That's why it says Super Disco 70 watts. He said they don't put enough metal in them to cool them. He says, and he said they're very critical. He said you have to use either 1 8-ohm speaker or 2 16-ohm speakers. I said, well, I've got 2 16-ohm speakers plugged into it, which is what these fellas are behind me. They're 16 ohms each. And they go, when you plug them in, you connect to them parallel. So therefore, you're halving the resistance. So 16 ohms becomes 8 ohms. Anyway, and he said to me, he says, what you could try, he said, have you got anything else in the cabs as well as the drivers? I said, yeah, so I've got 2 horns in there. He says, who put the horns in? I says, well, I did. I says, but you know, I put the horns in. So he says, right. He says, well, what you could try, he says, put a resistor across each one. I can't remember whether he said put it across the piezo or put it in series with the live wire. I can't remember how he said it. Can't remember how it was done, because it was over. We're going about 20 odd years, and nearly 30 years ago since that was done. They were modified in 1994 when I bought them from a friend of mine called Tony. And anyway, so what I did, he said about 20, maybe 22 ohms will do it. So I put a 22 ohm resistor in. I think it was 22 ohm I put in. Red. I think it was red, black, sorry. Yeah, 22 ohm I put in. I think it was red, black I put in. Anyway, and I plugged the speakers back into the console, and it never overheated. No matter how high you fucking turn the volume up. You know, I mean, the amplifier runs at full pelt anyway. From the minute you switch it on, the amplifier runs at full bore. All power amps do. They all run at full bore. They all get their voltage first. They get the mainline voltage. Main rail voltage, which is probably about fucking 60 volt, between 30 and 60 volts. Going to the amplifier, going to the output transistor, the first one. Then obviously, because it's push-pull, it halves it. And so on and so forth. And basically, when linear say 8 ohms, they mean 8 ohms. Because when I bought it back this time round, I plugged it into the speakers I've got in the corner, just because I couldn't be bothered dragging them in from the bedroom. And them speakers are 4 ohm. So when you plug them in parallel, you're getting 2 ohm. No, that amplifier didn't like that. I plugged one in, we give it 4 ohm, it didn't like that. Didn't like it at all. So I brought these fellas in, and as soon as I brought them in, I plugged it in, and it just stayed cold. And you know that's you know you've got to put the right load in. I mean, and what probably destroyed that chip? I don't think the radio had been reverse polarity, and the reason why I say that is because the diode hasn't been destroyed, and it all looks original. And none of the other chips. Usually when they get a reverse polarity, when they get reverse polarity, when you put the power up on the wrong way around, it usually kills the audio IC. Does that? That's the first one to go, because it's the first in the chain, as such, so to speak. Then it'll do your output, then it'll do your PLL, it'll do your FM subsystems chip, and may even do your speech processor for your microphone as well. And you know, so you could have a whole world of hurt by connecting it up backwards. It can do a lot of damage by connecting it up backwards. And I remember when I was a kid. I was a kid. I was 16. Back in 1982, I connected a Fidelity 1000. I did. I reverse polarity to Fidelity 1000, and I got away with it. The fuse blew like an electric heater, and then just went pop. And then I realised what I'd done. So I popped another fuse in, because I had a spare fuse. I popped another fuse in, and I connected it the right way. Luckily, it all worked, so it didn't kill anything. But that's what the protection diode does. It's supposed to protect from you doing that. I mean, the protection diode is supposed to save the radio, and if you connect it up wrong, blow the fuse. But what a lot of people do, and I'll tell you a story in a minute, and this is true. Right? What people do, they put the wrong value fuse back in, usually a fucking nail, or snip the fuse holder off and join the wires together, and then connect it back up cross poled, and it just kills everything. But I remember once I used to do a lot of repairs for a guy called Alan. He had a stall on various flea markets around Manchester, and his main thing was selling electrical goods. You know, like Alan Sugar shitters, and I did a few Alan Sugar shitters, a few Amstrads Alan Sugar shitters. I did a few of them for him. Did a couple of game consoles, a few tellies, few video, bit of everything. Anyway, he brought this Fidelity 1000. Hang on. That's it. Bit of a spot on my lip there, guys. Something on my lip. Anyway, he brought this Fidelity 1000. He said, "Can you check that out for me for Monday?" He says, "I'll come and pick it up Sunday." I said, "Yeah, no worries." I was on the rig, so it was no problem. I plugged it in. I plugged the mic in. It come with a mic. I put it on the power supply. I plugged the aerial in. And I used it over the weekend, and it worked perfectly, as well as one of them things could work. It worked okay. Hello, the Chipmunk, Martin. Good evening, sir. Right. Was doing mum's blood sugar, right. Anyway, so basically what happened, he come and picked it up on the Sunday. He says, "Is it okay?" I said, "Yeah." I couldn't do any adjustments, do any tuning, or all I could do was just check that it received and it transmitted. And it did. So I just give him it back. I didn't have the tools. I didn't have all this stuff then. So I'll give him it back. And he says, "Right, what do I owe you for all the repairs?" So he picked all his repairs up, he paid me what he owed me, and off he toddled. And I went up on the market. I used to go on the market every Monday to see what I could find, have a look round and go and have a chat with Alan, stand at his stall for about an hour or something, have a nap with him. the one in Wivenshaw anyway, because I only lived up the road from it. Anyway, this guy came, and he bought the Fidelity 1000 for 25 quid. Alan flogged him it for 25 quid. I'll never forget it. So, anyway, so I said to him, I said, you know how to use that, don't you? He said, oh yeah, no worries, mate, no worries. We put it in a bag for him. Alan took his fucking money, put it in his pouch, in his bum bag, his market pouch, and fucking carried on like, you know, fucking there. And about an hour later, this fucker comes back. He comes back, this fucker, he comes back. He said, that radio I bought, he says, it doesn't work. So I turned round, I says, it bloody does work. I said, because I had it at my flat. I said, I'm Alan's engineer. I had it at my flat over the weekend, and I used it from when Alan gave it to me on the Friday or something, up until the Sunday when he came to pick it up, and it was connected to my aerial and power supply, and it worked perfectly. You know. I said, so you must have done something. No. He says, all I did. Are you ready for this? Hold on to your urine, guys, when you laugh. He said, no. He says, all I done, he says, I put a plug on it. He says, I put the red to the red, the red to positive, and the black to the neutral. I said, you didn't. He says, yes, I did. He said, I plugged it into the wall. He said, the loudest bang I've ever heard. I said, yeah, I'm not surprised. I said, didn't you bother reading the back where it said fucking 13.8 volts or 13.2 volts or whatever it says on the back end? I can't remember. I said, didn't you read the back of it? He says, no. He said, I thought you just put a fucking... I burst out laughing, mate. He says, well, what about a refund? Alan turned around. He said, you got no chance, mate. He pulled it out of the bag. It was a fucking 13 amp plug dangling off the leads. I mean, you can't make it up, guys. You can't make it up, honestly. That was true, that. And he was playing foot with Alan. And Alan turned round. He said, listen, he says, it's not my fucking fault, mate. He said, you're the one that put a fucking 13 amp plug on it. He says, and the engineer did ask you, Andy did ask you, if you knew how to use it. And you said you did. Yeah, 240 volt mains he put through it. Yeah. 240 volts. He stuck a 13 amp plug on it and whacked it straight into a plug socket. Apparently. Yeah. And he tried getting a refund off Alan, and Alan just turned around and said, you get to fuck. Said, you're getting fuck all out of me. He says, I'll do this and I'll do that. It's Alan, and Alan turned around and said, well, come on then. Fucking Alan took his pinny off that he put his money in, he took his pinny off and his fucking jacket. He says, come on then, you cunt. Passed his coat to me and his pinny. He said, yeah, hold them. Come on then, you cunt. And he was getting on, you know. He was in his fucking 60s then. He'd be dead now, him. I would imagine. So I'm going back now, what, 1992, 93 even, and about 93. Because I was in Scotland in 1991. 1990 and 91 I was in Scotland. I was back here, so it could have even been 92. But yeah, he just stuck it, he wired it to a 13 amp plug and plugged it into the 240 volts main supply, and it went bang. He says it was the loudest bang I've ever fucking heard, he says, I want a refund. Alan said, you're getting fuck all off me, you cheeky cunt, and fuck off, he says. I'll do this, and Alan took his coat off. I said, go on, Alan, get in there, my son, you know. He'd used 240 volts. If he'd used 240 volt DC, he'd have got 200 watts. No, fucking hell, he wouldn't. You know. He was. Customers can be idiots, absolutely. Certainly can. They certainly can, my friend. I mean, my mate Steve, who's dead now, he died in 2014 or 15 or something, I can't remember now. I think I've got his obituary somewhere. Got the card from when we went to his funeral somewhere. And he had a shop in Wivenshaw called the Copy Centre. And what the idea was, you could take your photographs and stuff in, and he had some high quality laser copiers. I think they were Canon ones. No, they weren't. Sorry, they were Xerox. He had some high quality colour photocopiers, laser copiers, and we used to copy fucking music CDs and all sorts. We had 2 PCs going in the fucking back, running music off. Yeah, fucking hell, you know, no one knew about that apart from the people who flogged them to. And a guy came in one day and he was arguing with Steve. He bought something and he wasn't happy with it. He bought some stationery and he wasn't happy with it. So he turned round to Steve. He said, the customer's always right, you know. So Steve grabbed him and pulled him over the counter. I thought he was going to punch his head in. He pulled him over the counter. He said, not in this fucking shop, they're not. He says, in this shop, he says, I'm right. He says, I'm right. He says, Andy's right. He says, you're not right. He said, but I thought, he said, well, you thought fucking wrong. He says, if you come in here and you complain to me in a decent manner, he says, I'll deal with your complaint. Don't have an issue with it. He says, but if you come in here the way you did, he said, that's how you get treated. I mean, we used to have the local Bobby calling for a brew and everything, you know. The girls that used to work in the supermarket used to come in for a brew during their fucking dinner breaks and stuff. Loads of people used. It was very popular. Loads of people used to come in. You know. We had some right fucking laughs. You know, but yeah. I remember he also did pick and mix as well, you know, little sweets. Anyway, so I said to him, I said, hey Steve, I said, can I have a couple of these sweets? Fucking trough on my way home. He said, yeah, go ahead. So I got this fucking big bag and I filled this fucking bag up. And he turned around, he went, oi, cunty bollocks. I says, what? He says, get £2 in the fucking till, you tight bastard. He says, come on. He said, let's be having it, £2 in the till, he said. The customer's not always right. I mean, they're not. You know, I mean, if the, like in my line of work, you know, in what I do, if the customer was always right, then why have they sent it to me? You know, same as you, same as microchips, and the same as you, Martin. You know, people send the stuff to us because they know we're right, they know we know what we're doing. So, you know, for a customer, the customer can't be right, because if the customer was right, then the customer could do it themselves. They wouldn't need us. You know, they could cut out the middleman and do it themselves. But they don't. Why? Because the customer isn't right. I'm not saying they're never right, but in that occasion, in that shop that day, the customer was wrong. You know, he was dead wrong. He was wrong with his attitude, the way he spoke to my mate. He was wrong. You know, there was other way. I mean, if I've got a problem, I go like I had an issue in Tandy once, guys, back in 1996, 95, 96 it was, in Tandy in Stockport. I had an issue in there. What happened was, I can still remember what I wanted. I wanted a video switcher unit. I wanted a pack of cable tie. I wanted a cable tidy box. Sorry. Some switch cleaner. And there was something else I can't remember. Anyway, I wanted these items, and there was one or two more. And I said, And the guy said to me, I got to the counter, I put it all on the counter. I said, oh, can I have a cable tidy box, please, mate? And just up there, because they were behind the counter. So he come back with a pack of cable ties. And he turned round to me. He said, he picked up the video switch box. He said, do you know what this is for? I said, yeah. I said, it's to switch one video signal for another. And send it out to, I said, I want to connect two video signals to it and switch it and connect it to one monitor. Because I had two karaoke players in my system that I wanted to connect and just have them share the same monitor. Oh no, he said, you can't do that with this. I said, you can. No, he said, you can. I said, you can. He says, I'm telling you. I said, listen, mate. I said, it's your job to sell me the stuff, not to fucking tell me. And I stood there, and I stood there. I says, is there anybody in this fucking place with a brain larger than a grape? So this rather robust ginger woman come up. She says, perhaps I can help you, sir. I says, I knew the hell are you? She says, I'm the Ellie manager. She said to the guy, she said, you in my office, I'll deal with you in a minute. And I said to her, she says, right, love, she went behind the couch, she says, right, love, what would you like? I says, I want all this stuff that I've took off the shelf, and I want one of those cable tidy boxes up there. I said, but he come back with a pack of cables. Okay, she said, no problem. So she went and she got the cable tidy box, and she put it on the counter, tilled everything up, told me what it was. You know, she never questioned me what I was going to do with it, what I wanted it for. It's not up to a shop to ask you what you want it for. If you're, as long as you pay the money, why should the bloody shop care what you want it for? You know, I mean, if I sell something to you, you know, I'm selling it to you in the knowledge that I know you know what to do with it. You know, it doesn't bother me what you want it for. You know, why should I care what you want it for? You know, is it really for me to ask what you want it for? At the end of the day, guys, it's not. And I went in there a couple of weeks after to get some more bits. I was actually in the market for a disco mixer. I used to buy all my mixers from Tandy because the realistic range of mixers was brilliant. The early ones, until it changed to, I think it was called Genea or Genexa or something. It was spelt a weird way. Until they changed them, and they changed the microphones from realistic to Optimus. When they changed all the brand names on it all went crap. But I used to buy that. I used to love the genuine realistic mixers that were bulletproof. All the DJs used to go in Tandy. You you go in there, you guarantee you're bumping at somebody that you knew, and he was a DJ. They all went in there. Anyway, I walked in. As soon as this fella saw me, he disappeared. He didn't want out to do with me. She must have given him a right bollocking. You know, because, you know, you know, if you buy something, you're buying it. You obviously know what you want it for. You know. And that was it. I mean, and anyway, I went in the second time, and he disappeared when he saw me. And this manager come back up again. She was a bit like Mr. Ben, just appeared. Anyway, and she says, "What can I do for you, love?" I says, I'm after one of these disco mixers. I said, I want the one in the window there. It had all its slider tops missing, because I'd been in a couple of days earlier and nicked them. I had them at home. Anyway, I says, I want that one there, love. She said, well, that's our display one. She says, and we haven't got any in. I said, it's got no plug on it, love. I says, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll buy that from you. You know, tell me what you think it's worth. I said, it is ex-display. She said, I think it was 130 quid retail. She said, well, I'll take 100. I said, no, you'll do better than that, love. I said, I'll tell you what I'll do. I said, I'll give you £70. I'll give you £70. I said, I'm happy at £70. I said, I'll give you £70. She says, I don't know where the box or the instructions is. I says, I don't want the box or the instructions. I know how to use a bloody mixer. I says, I'll even put a plug on it. I says, whether it works, whether it doesn't, anything wrong, I says, I won't come back. I said, I'll give you 70 quid. I says, and you know, you don't. I won't even expect you to honour the 1 year guarantee. She said, so you'll take it as is, where it is, now is? I said, absolutely. Right, she said, give us 70 quid. What she didn't know was I'd been in a few days earlier and pinched the tops off the controls because I knew it was the end of the line because I'd checked up with Tandy. I'd already got the model number of it and I phoned them up and they said, yeah, that's coming to the end of the line, you'll be lucky to find one of them. And she even phoned a few places to try and get a brand new one and nowhere had one, but I already knew that. But of course I couldn't say that to her because she'd have smelled a rat. And as soon as I go on, we just put the tops back on the controls. And it did have a slight fault though, because when you flicked it to mono, it was all right. But when you flicked it to stereo, it wasn't quite right. Just wasn't quite there. You know, it just wasn't quite there when you flicked it back to stereo. So what I did, I thought, well, I've got no guarantee. I'm not going to go back with it because I promised I wouldn't. I thought it can't be something fucking. It's got to be something fucking simple. And I took the bottom off. And when I took the bottom, I only needed to go as far as the bottom. When I got the bottom off, I got to the circuit boards. I had a look, and I looked around the stereo mono switch, and what they'd done when they manufactured it, there was just a very airline piece of solder bridging two contacts, and that's all it was. I just got my little solder scraper, just scraped that off. I didn't even put the iron near it. Scraped that off and it worked perfect. And that would provide me with reliable service for many years. I sold that. I'm sorry I did. I should have just put it in the cupboard and forgot about it. Because there's been many times where I've needed a mixer and not had a really nice one. That's, you know, but Tandy were brilliant. And the one in Cheadle, I knew the guys in there very well. I knew the manager of the one in Cheadle, not far from me. And he phoned me up because he had my phone number. If you got, and I said to him, "There's my number." He was called John. I said, "There's my number, John." I said, "If there's anything that comes in that you think I might want, ring me up." And they started getting these Fidelity karaoke players in, and he rang me up. He said, "Listen," he says, "on Monday." He says, on Friday, he says, we're getting a load of karaoke players, Fidelity karaoke graphics players. He said, the 200 quid, he said, the 199 quid. He said, would you like one? I said, yeah, because I knew the microphone inputs would be crap, but I only wanted it for the CD, for the graphics capability. So I said, yeah, can you put me one to one side? I'll come in on Monday and pay for it. So he says, yeah. So I says, I was living at my mum's at the time. I said, Mum. She says, what? I said, lend us 200 quid. Anyway, so I borrowed 200 quid. I went down to Maplin's went down to Tandy on the Monday. And I paid him and he went upstairs. And he come down with my CD player, my CDG player, brand new in the box, and it had on it reserved for Andy, do not sell. Anyway, I paid him and he went upstairs and he got it. He said to me, he said, you know something? He says, I could have sold that 2,000 times, he said. He said, we've had all the DJs in, coming in, buying them. Hello, Scraps. Hello, son. You decided to come in. And Clarence hasn't been in tonight, has he? Or I haven't seen him. If you're watching in the wings, Clarence, good evening, sir. If you're not watching in the wings, good evening, sir. Anyway, so I bought this karaoke player, and I had it for about 6 months. And I wanted to buy something else then. I was getting into my disco then. I'd already got my first disco done and out of the way. And I wanted to buy more disco-y related stuff. You know, like a decent mic and whatnot, a nice mic and a few other bits. Because what I had was crap. But I wanted to get some nice speaker leads and a nice mic and shit like that. Anyway, so I put this thing up. I put this thing up for fucking. I think I put it up for 150 quid. And a scouser from St Helens came out. He said, I'll give you 100. I said, goodbye. He says, what? I says, goodbye. I says, I want 150 quid for it, mate. I says, it's got a couple of discs with it. I says, I won't take any less. I says, it's practically brand new. It's mint condition, still got the box, and there's 6 months to run on the guarantee. If it fails within the 6 months, bring it back to me and I'll take it back into Tandy for you and get it done. I says, I'm not reducing the price. I said, because I'll tell you now. I said, as soon as you've gone, the phone will ring. The next person to come will buy it. So he said, okay, then I'll give you 150 quid. So he bought it. I wish I had a fucking lorry load of them. Do you know something, guys? I got phone calls for that for about 3 months after. That's fucking true. Now, about 3 months after, I got phone calls for that karaoke player. I bought this little animal the other day, guys, and I bought this, and this is an Arbiter karaoke player. And look at that, it's a lovely little machine. And it works. And it was supposed to be £5. And it needed a good cleaning. It's supposed to be £5. But when the Mildred went and picked it up, they said to him, well, we've got the remote, you know. So the Mildred said, well, the remote's supposed to come with it. So the person turned around and says, yeah, but we bought the remote extra. So we want a £5 for the remote. So the Mildred phoned me back up. He said, they want an extra £5 for the remote. I said, well, pay them an extra £5 for the remote. I said, it's worth having. The remote, the proper remote, it's worth having. And look at that, guys. And it even came with brand new batteries with it. And it had the original film on from the factory. You know, the original, that stuff that Tecmo likes to peel off when he goes, oh yeah, get it off. That fucking cellophane stuff. It had that on it. And look at that, guys. You can see your fucking face in it, look. Fucking I peeled the cellophane off, it's like a brand new remote. You know, so, you know, yeah, if you let's turn the soldering iron off. If you're ever offered anything and they want extra for the remote, if the item's cheap enough, I mean the player was a £5, so they wanted an extra £5 for the remote. I mean, ideally the remote would come with it, but for a £5 you don't mind paying an extra £5 to get the remote. I mean, and the machine does work. It was sold as untested spares or repair, but I haven't even had it. Well, I have had it out. I've had the top off, but that was only to straighten a dent that was in the top. There was a big ding in the top, and I just straightened that, knocked that back into shape, just put that back into shape. It was only bending the metal back up again at the very front, so it looks right. But you know, Arbiter karaoke players, guys, they're all Sony inside, you know. Well, the bit that matters is the CD laser and the CD board, all that power supply. That's all. That's all Sony. That the Arbiter stuff is the graphics and the mic inputs. That's all added. But what they did, they had them made. They had them, Arbiter had them custom made, because you can buy that as a standard CD player with no echo features. Jason Woods reporting London Yeah, I've seen that. I've seen that. The report in London was about the legalisation of CB radio. Yeah, yeah, I've seen that. Yeah, I've seen that, Jason. I remember when they were all partitioning for CB radio to be legalised. But the main reason why CB radio was never legalised. What they did, it was never made legal as such because CB radio, proper CB, is 27 megahertz AM on the American frequencies, but the version they gave us in the UK wasn't really CB radio. It was a set of offset channels. Because the government couldn't impose a license on a system that they didn't create or they didn't own. So what they did, they said to their boffins, come up with 40 channels that we can give these fucking people. Come up with 40 channels that we can charge a license for. So they came up with the 40 offset, which is the UK 1 to 40. And that's what they came up with. But it was, technically CB was never really legalised. All they did was said it was legal and gave, what they did, they brought out what they called a legal system. But CB was never legalised. AM and SSB wouldn't become legal and proper CB wouldn't become legal until 2014. Which was about 30 years after everybody fucking wanted it in the first place. And their argument was that it would interfere with everything. Now, if it's set right, it won't. I mean, even I knew back in the day as a kid, if you put your CB aerial so that the base of your coil was, so the base of your aerial was higher than the TV aerials, it didn't interfere with fuck all. It was only mobiles and home base users using DV27s. Usually that weren't SWR'd correctly. That's where the interference came from. But if the aerials were done properly, you generated very little interference, and that was a fact. That, but yeah. Fucking hell, when I went on, all our neighbours fucking knew, because I had a DV27 on a biscuit tin. 1.9 for a copy. They could fucking Tony Taylor next door to us. We nicknamed her Fanny Hill. Well, we didn't. Phyllis Ball did. She nicknamed her Fanny Hill because everybody had been up there, apparently. And she caught her husband. Phyllis caught her husband in there. She went over. She said, "Get my fucking husband out of there, you dirty bastard." She made a pass at me dad. She put her hand on me dad. And when she got to the front door, my mum walked her to the front door. And when she got to the front door, my mum turned round to her. She said, "You don't use." She said, "You keep your fucking hands off my fucking husband." She said, "Yeah, yeah." She used to go after other people's husbands. "Yeah, you keep your fucking hands off my husband," she said. Yeah. She was a very jealous woman, my mother. She still is. She's very vindictive and very, And after our father died, she turned really nasty. Really, I'm not going to repeat what she said to me cousin, but what she said to me cousin wasn't nice from what my cousin told me. Well, when our Willie died, she fucking disowned me. I don't mind. Like Hank Marvin said, you can choose your fucking... Just because you get given relations doesn't mean to say you have to fucking like them. Because he disowned his oldest son, didn't he? Disowned his eldest son, Hank Marvin. Yeah. Hang on, guys. Anyway, guys, let's have a look at the time. So it's 9:20. It's 9:32. I'm gonna leave it there, guys. And I'll tell you what. I know you probably all think I've just dropped one, and you're right. I have. I'll tell you, more than 2 sniffs of that, and you're greedy. Whoa. Yeah, it smells like a cattle truck's just gone past. I'll tell you what, guys. I remember before I go, I remember a social worker coming here when I was fighting for custody for my daughter, which I won incidentally. And a social worker called Karen come in, and she sniffed up our one and Glade plugins plugged in. She said, "Oh, it smells beautiful in here." And I turned around and wafted my hand at the back of my ass. I went, "I'm sorry about that." She went, "Yeah, right." You know. But yeah, we're gonna. What have we got to do next? We've got to get the aerial SWR, because really Graham should have heard me from where I am to where he is. I mean, he's not far, and he couldn't hear me, so you know, we're gonna get the aerial sorted out in the workshop, because we know the radio's working. We know it's doing a full 4 watts, so we know the radio's working. It's doing what it should. And it wasn't a case of I wasn't transmitting. I was, because when I keyed up, the fucking needle went up, and I could hear Graham, and I wasn't getting anywhere near. I mean, I should have been getting plus 30s off Graham, no problems. He should have been giving me plus 30s without any effort, and I was only getting just over £8 off him, 9 at the very most, and you know, that's not right. It really isn't right, guys. But you know, as I thought, guys, just before I go, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to actually measure. I'm going to see if I can measure the impedance across the aerial. Let's unplug this aerial, because we don't know, you know, we could have a fucking short in the coax. I doubt it, because I put the plugs on and I did double check everything. If it was a short in the coax, SWR be right up. But I'm interested to see what the resistance is. Let's just have a quick look. Let's just disconnect the oscilloscope probe, because we don't need the oscilloscope. We're finished with that. So we can wrap that up and put that away for the next time. Put that nice clean remote over here. I need a pee, and now I'm going to go for a pee in a minute, guys. I'm going to end the stream and go to the bog. I'm going to end the stream and have another stream. So, mode, back to test meter, and put that on there. Yeah, I need a pee, guys. I have to go and get one in a minute. I have to have a pee before I end the stream. So if I put that on there, resistance, hang on. Yeah. There's nothing. Hang on, I'm going to have a pee, guys. Why is it when you suddenly need one, you know, you get the feeling you need a pee, and then you suddenly need one, then all of a sudden you're bursting, and you've got to go. Jesus. Ooh.
Yeah. Want chocolate, Andy?
Hey?
Want chocolate?
Yeah, there's hot chocolate. Christine has not got his van back yet.
He's what? He's not got his van back yet.
Hey?
He's not got it back yet. He's in the car.
Right,
He said he'd give you a ring when he gets his van back.
right.
You know, gives me a ring.
Yeah.
He
Yeah,
said he
'cause,
can't
yeah.
do it with the car.
No, because his tools are all in his van. You know. I'm not bothered, he'll do it for me. Just a question of waiting. So we know for a fact, guys. Yeah, so we know for a fact. There's the aerial. And we're not getting a reading. Nothing. I thought we'd have got a reading on there. I thought we'd have got some sort of reading. You don't, do you? I'm just checking to make sure that's... And do you know something? That's dirty, that, you know. Give that a clean. I don't think that'll make any difference, but it is dirty. Oh, that's nice and soldered. There we go, that's nice and clean now, that. Yeah, because it wasn't even... Yeah, it was showing... When I go on to the same place there, it was showing no fucking resistance. It is now. It is now, it's showing... Yeah, 0.8, 0.7. Wonder if it is something to... No, I can't see it being something to do with that. And this one here. Yeah. That's the outer. Now it's showing something. Well, that was me. It was touching me then. You know, it don't annoys me when you can't get your... Yeah. Yeah. So, what if I go to... So you can't test Henry's on here. Reads it as a 2NF capacitor. Yeah. Well, it's definitely not short anyway. It's definitely not short, guys. Nope. Yeah, that's right, that. 0. Yeah. But when I plug it back into the bloody meter, I know me patch lead's good. I'm not going to use this patch lead, it's too fucking thick. It's ridiculously fucking thick.
What's that, Andy?
What's what? Well, I don't fucking know, I can't see it from here. Knowing me, I'm probably a piece of fucking shit, I don't know. Don't know what it's off. I'll put it there. Where did you find it? I don't know, it could be off anything. Right, let's get the patch lead. Yeah, because the SWR on this is stupidly bad, guys. And there's nothing wrong with the patch leads or anything. Ooh. Right, so it goes into aerial in the top. Sometimes you can make an error and connect these across and they're not supposed to be done that way. That's supposed to be for 2 meters and stuff, that side, because that goes from 140 to 525 megahertz, and that's 185 to 160 megahertz. Yeah, so we're not going to bother changing the camera for this. We may do. So channel 20. Yeah. Set the calibrate. That's good enough. Hang on, let's get it so it's dead on the line. Perfect. Power, just under 4 watts. SWR. That was weird. That was weird. That was weird, guys, because I've just set that. And I've just set that. I think the switches are a bit dirty. Set that to there. Yeah, it's on. Yeah, 3. That's weird. Wonder if I've got any dirt in the switch. Because when I tap the meter it moves, it shouldn't do. Might service this meter. Might need spray actually. Yeah, that's weird. Yeah. That's strange. Because you shouldn't hit your meter. Yeah, that's... See, that's gone to there now. Now if I wriggle that now... Tell you what, guys. Yeah, what I'm going to do, I know what it is. It's a dodgy switch on the meter. So what we'll do, we'll service. I'll bring you back. I'll bring you back to the camera, and we'll service the meter. We'll give the meter a going over, shall we? Right, so let's go back to here. There we go. Right, let's service the meter. So what we'll do, we'll take the meter apart and have a look. Just give it a quick spritz with this stuff. I don't want a curry and rice. Let's find a screwdriver to fit the screws. That one's done. That's the wrong fucking type for a start. Here's the one I want. There we go. Just turn that meter off. The problem with them meters, they're good meters, but they're a bit heavy on the old battery. I mean, it's rechargeable, but that screw wasn't even tight. We'll give the meter there's a screw missing from there, need to find one. Yeah, we'll give the meter a bit of a clean. See if we can reach it all from the top. Don't see why not. There we go. No. No, I can't reach them switches. And there's no good spraying in there, you won't get to where you need to be. But that switch is dirty. And that's why when we hit the meter it moves. That's no good. I mean the SWR is, the SWR is definitely out, but our meter needs a service. It hasn't been done this for about 5 years. So, and it hasn't been used for a good long time. I don't think the bottom comes off this. I think you have to. Take the screw out of there, and then it should. Oops! No, don't lose him. There's another screw gone. There he is. We'll put it there. There, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Alright, yeah, cheers. Right, so what we need to do now, guys, one thing I like about this. Hey?
This shirt dirty.
Yeah, throw it in the bin.
Right.
Because that's why I bought new shirts. Right, so what we'll do, we'll unplug this. Look how serviceable this is, guys. Now, I think the reason why I've never done this. I think the reason why I've never done this is because the hassle you have to go through to actually service it. Because you have to take this board out to do it. Right. We'll get rid of our crackly switches. Have a sip of my hot chocolate, because the first sip I get is usually the hottest. There we go. Hey. Yeah, when I go to Goulburn, guys, I'll see if I can find anything to tempt microchips into getting his wallet out. Right, and there we are, guys. I've lovely made these, you know. So all we do now is we then do the other sides. Do the other side. Now let's just do the switch, the actual potentiometer. Do that. And then do the actual pull switch. There you go, guys. we go. Then all we do, straighten them. That one was a bit off. You can tell it was off for some time as well. Let's put them all in the middle. Then all we do is we just perfect. Then all we do no. Do you want a takeaway? Are you sure? Put the top one in. There we go. Move that over there. They're lovely made, these meters, guys. That's why they're not cheap. Because they're nicely made meters. And I've owned this meter for many years. It's been a good meter. There you go. Hey? That's supposed to got a little grub screw in that. Yeah. I've got a little tool in there I can use to undo that. Yeah, see you tomorrow, Christine. Has he been out?
He's been out.
Okay. Let's find a small tool. We should have something in there that'll fit that. Okay, now. Will that do it? Yeah. Why won't it pull back out now? Oh, hang on. I think I pushed it too. That's it, I pushed it too far onto the fucking shaft. It doesn't go all the way on. So let's just get that in there. Tighten that on it. It doesn't go all the way on, does it? As you can't pull it out. There you go. Make sure it's all the way in, actually. And push that in there. Push that on there. We know it's all the way in. So we know that's spot on. Yeah. There you go. That's it. Wasn't quite the right tool, but it did the job. You don't want it super tight anyway. Just want it a little bit. Right, so that plugs onto that. We're not going to play with these. Not going to spray them because we're all in the correct position. We don't want to disturb any of that. Otherwise then it means we've got to have the meter calibrated. I'll tell you what, guys, you know, you just don't get meters like this, you know, they don't make stuff like this anymore. Right, put the top back on. Bash all our screws back in. Yeah. Put the screws back in. And then we'll reconnect the meter. That one doesn't tighten, I don't think. Might be slightly out of position. Well, fuck it, let's take this top off again. Let's have a look at that position of that. Well, that looks like it's right. It's not going in. It's not going in. No. If I can just press against there and press there. It won't come back out either. Yeah, twat. I hate it when they won't do that. Get the pliers. Don't you just hate it when they just don't want to come back out? Because I don't understand that, but unless one of them's a bit longer than the other. It's in there. It's in there. But why won't the fucker tighten? You always get one. Doesn't want to fucking go in. But there again, you always get one that want to fucking come back out and all. There we go. Lift that up. Must be a different size screw. Must be a different size. Yeah. It's a different size screw. Different length. I don't understand. I wonder if that one out the bottom was. because that one out the bottom yeah, these ones at the front, these ones at the front are tappers. The ones at the back are machine, there you go. The ones at the back are machine screws. Yeah, I think that might be a tapper as well. Put this one back in here. That bottom one's a tapper. Now some of them are they're a mixture. Now that one there should be a machine screw. And it's a tapper. So it goes in there. That's why it won't fucking go on. Because the ones for the back the ones for the back are machine screws and the ones for the front are self tappers. There we go, that's right. What's that one? It's another self tapper. Because there is one missing from one of them. And I think it's a machine screw that's missing. That's not going in there either, but it's supposed to be. I think that's one that's missing. Because that, yeah, it is. That one goes in there, tightened, and the next one goes in there. And there was one missing because I lost it. Right, that's supposed to go in there. It's taking its time. Try it with this one. That's it. There you go. Right, let's try our meter again, shall we, guys? Because it shouldn't fluctuate when you hit it. And the only thing I could think of is that middle switch. But there's our aerial. I'll plug the aerial in to the right side. I forgot to do that switch there, didn't I? That wouldn't make much difference anyway. That wasn't the issue. Plug him into there. Right. Oh, there's two screws not gone in. Where are they not gone in? Oh, wouldn't make any fucking difference, but let's put them in. There you go, next one. They don't always line up, these, that's the problem. And they're fucking made. They fucking line up when you take them apart and put them back together. They don't always fucking line up. They can be a bit of a bastard. That's got it. There we go. Right, let's key this up now. Put on calibrate, put on 20 watts. Oh, that feels lovely now, that control. Very, that's controllable now. Oh, but you had to fuck about with that before. Yeah, not bad. That's still a bit fucking shitty, that switch. Might have to take the switch apart. That's not bad. Yeah, we're actually getting a reading of just over 2. Oh, hang on. That's our power. There's our SWR. Forward. Calibrate. Yeah, that's lovely now, that control. You can get that precise now. Yeah. Right. So that's power. Right, that's just showing. Right, that's showing 5 watts, just over. Put the dummy load in. Let's see what this thing's doing. With the dummy load, because it should actually be doing 4 watts. But that being said, can you really take the word of that after what's been happening? Put the dummy load on. Right. Let's key that back up with the dummy load on it. Right. Set the cal. There you go. SWR doesn't move. Not supposed to. So forward. That's way over. Might be out this meter actually. But I don't think it is. Let's go to the 20 watt scale. Right. Right, well on the main scale, on the 50 watt scale, 200 scale, I know it reads right. Now, that's the 20 watt scale, and it's just a smidge over. Yeah, that's reflected, showing there's no reflected power. I'm beginning to understand this now, guys. I've never really thought about the reflected. So what's happening here is forward, that's your power. So we're actually on 4 watts. So when we hit that there to 3 watts, of course it's going to go over, we're doing more than 3 watts. So that's just a smidge over, and a meaner smidge over 4 watts, which concurs with the Marconi. And the radio is a little bit over 4 watts, it's a smidge over. Now, if I key it up, and I bring this down to SWR, I get nothing, which is right, because it's dummy load, it's 50 ohms. Perfect. Now, if I go to there, which is 5 watts, which is the 5 watt scale, 20 watt scale, sorry. Yeah, that's the 20 watt scale. That's now telling me forward, that's what the output power of the radio is. Just call it 4 watts. In fact, actually, guys, we're not quite zeroed there. Ooh, we are now. Right. 4 watts on the button there, guys. That's dead on 4 watts now, and I'm looking at it square. That's dead on 4 watts. The meter was slightly up one way. It needs cleaning, this meter. That's right now, it's 4 watts exactly. And if I come to reflected, I get nothing, because there's nothing being reflected. Now, if I go to off, then that's the SWR meter off. I should have sprayed that before I put it back together, but I didn't. Now let's have a look at the low power. Now low power, let's go to the 3 watt scale, and the low power is 400 milliwatts, which is what you would expect. Now if we go back to high power, put this on the 200 watt scale, it should go to 5 watts, which is the first one there, because it's 5, 10, 15, 20, 50. Is it? 5, 10, 15, sorry, 5, 10, 20, 30, 50. Yeah, it goes up in increments of 10. So if I squeeze a mic now, it should go up to 5, but it doesn't. It goes to 4. It won't quite reach 5 because we're only doing 4 watts. Now if I plug the aerial back in, I've never really, that's not even getting hot. I've never really thought of it before. I've never really studied or really thought much about this meter, about how it actually works and how it reads. I've never really thought, I've always just flicked it to what I wanted to look at. But I've never really thought much about how the meter gets used, how the meter actually does the job. Now we've got the aerial in, guys. Now if I go to the 20 watt scale, because we're on high power, we're in forward. Now we're actually 4 watts still, thereabouts. Now if I go to calibrate and I set this, that's good. Power, yeah. And then go to reflected. it's showing me that it's showing that my reflected power, the power being reflected back, is 1.5 watts. Now if I flick it down to SWR, it's showing that it's giving me an SWR of 3, just under 3. So yeah, and that's right. And if I go to channel 40, probably be about the same. Yeah, channel 1, and it's slightly over on channel 1, it's over 3. And if I go to the 3 watt scale, no, go back to power, go to the 3 watt scale. Now, because now the meter's not slamming right across now, because we're reflecting some back, so we're getting, so we're actually getting 1.5 watts reflected back, and that's, yeah, so that's what's being reflected back. We're getting 1.5 watts reflected back, and we're getting our SWR is on channel 20 just over 2. Yeah, just over 2. And on channel 40 it's over 2. And channel 1, oh, that's power, sorry guys, my mistake, that's power. There's SWR. Right, and SWR on channel 1 is over 3. It's just under 3 on channel 40, and channel 20 it's the same as pretty much 40. So basically guys, the SWR is higher than a hippie on the 3rd day of an opener, on the final day of an open air music festival. Really? Higher than a politician. Yeah, look at that. So that needs addressing, and that's the reason why I couldn't get all the microchips. He could get me, but it was a very poor signal from him because of this. We'll go to 19. Probably no fucker on here now. I'm not going to shout for anybody because there's no point. No one on it. But that's how it's working, guys. And if I tap the meter now, doesn't move about. So the stuff's obviously worked its way in now. Now the meter's dead stable, guys. Yeah. The meter's dead stable. I caught the calibrate with my finger. SWR, that's way out. So we're going to leave that there. Let's see what we're saying on the final chat. No, it's not this is not connected to the iMax. We're not connected to the iMax in here. The iMax is in the shed. The SWR on the iMax is fucking brilliant. It It's well below 1.5. It works beautifully. The IMAX. This is going to the aerial that that's connected to is the serial signal keeper. Yeah, my IMAX is working lovely. Yeah, well, I've already spoken to Will, and he said he will come back and do it for me. You know, I spoke to him last week, or the week before. I spoke to him when I noticed the problem, and he said, yeah, he said, don't worry, Andy. He said, we'll sort it for you. Yeah, but the IMAX is bang on. The IMAX is bang on. It's, you know, not a problem with that. Yeah. Yeah, so what else can I say? Yeah, my microphone seems louder. I don't know why. Fucking shouldn't be. Am I still on the same mic? Not fucking change mics, has it, and gone back to the cameras. I don't want to use the mics in the cameras. Let's just mute this for a second and try it. La 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 la.
I know.
And then I put the voice.
Sorry guys, I put the voice changer on. No, we're still on the machine, guys, because oh, pardon me. I thought it had gone a bit louder. It hasn't. It's just me, my imagination. Yeah, I'm going to try my new trousers on, guys, but I'm going to wait until I'm finished on here. I'm going to try them on before I go to bed, because it means I've got to take these ones off, and as I've got to take them off, I may as well try these new ones on, and see if I can get them around my fat ass. Yeah, the IMAX is tuned by 2 rings, isn't it? It has two rings at the bottom of it. Well, they're okay on my IMAX, and they always have been. I've never had any trouble with the SWR on the IMAX. It's always worked well, Ray. You know, it's always worked spot on the rings on the IMAX until that fucking herring landed on it and snapped it. You know, it was always been all right. I need to pay my phone bill. I'm going to do that before I go to bed. I got my phone bill the other day. It needs paying, so I'm going to pay my phone bill before I go to bed. Anyway, guys, I'm going to leave it there. Thank you all for coming in, and especially thank you to Microchips for trying to contact me on the radio, trying to you know, do a test. But we'll do another one, Graham, if you will. I mean, he might have gone to bed now for work, because I know Graham goes to work in the morning. So, you know, if you're listening, Graham, when we get the aerial sorted, we'll give another go, and we can do a bit of online, because you're a decent distance to, you know, go to, really, because you have the distance, you know, because of where you are. I forgot where you are. I wouldn't say where you are on here anyway, but I forgot where you are. I know you're not far, but you're decent enough range away. You're about a 20-minute drive away from me anyway. And that could be anywhere. But I'm gonna leave you all to it, guys. Thank you very much for coming in. Like, share, subscribe. We're back on this channel again tomorrow, because we've got a couple of more rigs to look at. Got a feeling they might be scrappers, but we don't know yet until we go through them. There's a little DNT in there, and that might be good. That might yield enough common parts for me to fix that handheld that somebody's damaged all the bloody coils in, all the cores. I mean, I didn't damage them because they wouldn't bloody turn. And I did use the correct size tool to adjust them. So, you know, whatever was done to, and it was doing less than, supposed to do 4 watts, and it was doing well less. That realistic, the chip should be there for that. So we're going to get that realistic done. We've got stuff for the other channel as well, so we'll probably be visiting the other channel towards the end of the week. As you know, I don't come on Wednesdays. I leave Wednesday to myself. I do put a recorded video up occasionally. Anyway, guys, you take it easy. Like, share, subscribe, buy me a coffee, all that good stuff. Only if you want to, though, on the buy me a coffee. You don't have to. That's an option. But sharing and subscribing doesn't cost you anything. So you might as well. You all take it easy, my friends, and thank you for making the channel what it is. Bye for now, guys and girls, and I'll catch you tomorrow at the same time.